What's up, y'all? You already know that you are tuned in to another episode of Dear Christian Black Girl. If you have been with us since the beginning, you already know that this is your favorite sisterhood, best friend, home girl, cousin, sister, friend in their own podcast, right? Y'all know we love having raw conversations about the things that Christian women need to be talking about but aren't talking about. Or maybe you are talking about these things and we just don't know. We just be having conversations, y'all. We just be talking. And a lot of times the Lord be delivering us through our conversations. So y'all already know that's what it is. If this is your first time here, hey girl, hey, what's up, boo? We are so glad that you're here. We're so glad that you have found us. Y'all know I could not do this podcast because when we first started this thing, I needed people to have conversations with me. I can't just be talking to the camera for more than like 10, 15 minutes because then it's going to get real repetitive and y'all could be like, girl, what are you doing? So y'all know this podcast is hosted by co-hosted by my best friend, my dog, my sister, Tiffany Dillard. What's up,
What
girl?
up, people?
Oh, okay. So for those of y'all that are like, Jerry, why are you surprised every time Tiffany says something in the intro? It's because
It all
from
depends on the day.
seasons we got Tiffany on here in season 3. From seasons 3 to 6, Tiffany would be sleepy every
Very,
intro.
very,
Every single intro.
very.
And she'd be like, what up, y'all?
I'm
And I'm
not a
like, Tiffany,
morning
I need more
person.
than that. Y'all know when Takesha was on here, she'd be like, Tiff, come on.
She be
So
like,
I
"Hey,
get
PCTV
yeah.
family," and I'll be like, "Good morning."
Good morning. We be like, Tiff, we need you to give us something.
I
But
mean,
y'all,
the Lord is
y'all,
good, but I'm tired.
The Lord is kind. Listen, the
He
Lord,
is
He loves us. He is good. His mercy endures forever. You
all of
know,
the
all the
things.
things, right? All the things. And so, y'all, we are back for another episode. I don't know when this is gonna come out. Actually, it may be a couple of weeks before this comes out. But y'all, the technical difficulties have been difficultying. Okay,
It really has.
um, y'all saw the episode with Pastor Maria. Y'all saw I didn't have no mic because my mic wasn't working with my computer. I don't know what happened to my computer, but it stopped recognizing my mic in Riverside. And so I could hear them, they couldn't hear me. It was just a whole hot mess. And so we had to switch some things around. And then the week after that, um we tried to record with LaAnna the first time. The first 30 minutes didn't record and we was like, bruh, I don't know what's
The
happening.
blood was
So
covered. The blood is
no,
covered today.
listen,
Because
because
today, when I got up, I said,
we not
not
doing
today.
this. Listen,
Not today. We're
I
not
did
doing
some
this today.
recon before today to make sure that all the things were working,
Yeah.
okay? Because I was like, I don't have time for this. Like, what is going on?
Not today.
But y'all, we are back. I switched computers because it was my computer, and with Riverside, I didn't recognize it. It was really weird. So yeah, I switched computers. Y'all can hear me fine. I look good. Tiffany looks good. But y'all, no, seriously, we have a guest today. Y'all know that this go round of Dear Christian Black Girl, we have been bringing it with the guests.
We
I ain't
have.
even gonna lie. We have had some top notch guests. We had Keisha with the skincare. We had Carla teaching us how to pray. I, we had Chef teaching us to eat right. We have a conversation on money. You know, we had the infertility awareness conversation with LaAnna. We've had some top notch guests, and then Pastor Maria was the most random episode
We
ever,
had
but got
Coach
us
come
all the
in.
way together. We had our coach come
Yeah.
in, because why not? You know, and so we've been learning a lot. Y'all already know that this season of Dear Christian Black Girl is all about the whole woman. God told me right before we started this season that He was coming for the whole woman. Like all that stuff that you don't be dealing with on a regular basis, God has been coming for all of that.
And
I'm a
has.
witness that He was not lying.
And has.
He was not lying. He when he said he was coming for the whole woman, he meant that thing, baby. Okay,
Yes.
he meant it fully. But y'all, we are about to have another great conversation. If you a single mama, I just need you to write single mom in the chat. That's all I need you to do is write single mom in the chat. Y'all know
We
me and
ain't say
Tiffany.
single ladies. Put your
No,
hands down.
not
Put
single
your
ladies.
hands down.
I
We
do want
said
to get
single moms.
Alicia on here and talk to the single ladies because y'all be
Yes.
going through it. Listen, I told baby daddy he can't pay me to leave. I'm not going anywhere, sir.
No.
You put a ring on
because
my finger. I'm
I
not going
look, I'm
anywhere.
looking at the single light with binoculars. Like, what is happening over there?
Like the
What's
conversations
going
that singles
on?
have, like, why are y'all asking these
What's
questions?
happening?
What's happening in the single pool? And so
What went
we
on? Why the questions
we
changed? Like it went from the normal questions, like you have kids, do you plan to get married? Do you plan to get married in the future? Just little basic, little surface things. It seems like it done got deeper over there. Like we is like, baby, I'm the FBI, and we look. We got to figure some
I need
things
to know
out.
your credit
Are
history
you
on date
you?
one.
Is your name
Like,
this? Do you
okay.
really live here? Like, dang.
Like, do you have a girlfriend, a
Yeah.
wife, or a woman, or do you have somebody that thinks they their girlfriend? Like,
Like, what
like
is
the question.
relationship to you? What do you say relationship is? Like,
Like it's
goodness.
y'all be going through it. I ain't even gonna
Yeah,
lie. Y'all be going through it. Count
it's a
me out
lie.
though.
It's a
Count me
lie.
out. Listen to me clearly. Count
Whew.
me out. If anything
But
ever
we
happened to
praying.
baby daddy,
The married people are praying for
I'm
y'all. I
not.
promise y'all
Yes,
we
we
got
are
y'all
praying for
covered.
y'all
We
for
got you
real.
covered. We do. We got y'all
For
covered.
real, because y'all be going through a lot. But
Yeah.
y'all, we are going to talk about single motherhood on today,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't talk about being the whole woman and not talk about all the women being the
Mm-hmm.
whole woman.
Right.
Like we got to have conversations for all women. I know a lot of times when single women or single moms encounter women that have, a man in the home or whatever the case is, a lot of times they be like, y'all really don't get it because y'all not even really talking to us, or y'all are talking to us in with outdated information.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to do that. Okay, we don't want to do that because, me and Tiffany, we're both believing God for our children, and so when people talk to us and say certain things, we be like, that don't even apply. Like, what are we talking about?
Why we
And
here?
so,
Why we
like,
here?
why? And so we didn't want to do that to y'all, and so this young lady actually messaged us on Instagram. Was it Instagram?
So this is from the DC. This is a guest from the DCBG family audience.
Yes,
So
this is
this
a
is the
social
first for
media
us.
guest. It threw us off because we didn't know what was happening because that has never happened before.
Mm-mm.
We was like, "Is this real?" Like, we don't know.
Cause Slick,
Let's
I was like,
let's
did you
check
see the
it out.
message? Did you see the message?
But y'all, we have LaNee in the virtual building on today. Hello, my love.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, DC BG family. It is such a blessing and an honor to be here with you all.
So, LaNee, we gotta ask you, how did you find us?
Well, I have just kind of been like looking for podcasts to connect
Oh,
to
okay.
and follow. Um, the world is a really crazy place, and it
Mm-hmm.
just gets
No, but for real.
ghettoer and ghettoer by the second. And I feel like the time that I spend on social media, if I feel like this is something that I want to continue doing, let's be constructive about it. Making
Absolutely.
sure I'm feeding my spirit, making sure I'm connecting with information that's at least gonna uplift me.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm gonna spend too much time on a computer, too much time watching stuff, I should be watching things that are edifying me and making me better. We do not have time in the world that we live in to
We
be ill
don't.
equipped
Mm-hmm. At all.
spiritually, mentally. We
Just in general.
in period.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So you was like, let me find some podcasts, and then we popped up.
Period.
I love that. I love that. Cause we was wondering for a minute, does anybody watch this stuff? We don't know, but no, that is really good. I'm so happy that you found us. So we don't know anything about LaNee on purpose. It's not like we just didn't research her because we was lazy. We did it on purpose because we wanted to have a really authentic conversation. So LaNee, just introduce yourself to the people. Tell us what you got going on, what you're about, who are you, why are we here?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, my name is LaNee Bridewell. I'm a single mom. I've been a single mom for 16 years. My son is 16. I lost my parents a long time ago, and so I've been orphaned since the age of 15.
Oh wow.
And I had my son in college. I had my sophomore year of college, and so the experience of being an orphan, going into college, and then the experience of being a single parent who is, I'm faced with a decision in college. Do I keep going to college? Can I keep going to college? I feel like I need to keep going to college so that I can take care of my son. And in trying to stay in college and then succeeding in staying in college with the help of the Lord, I gained a passion for supporting, encouraging, informing, equipping single moms along their journey of just being healthy, whole, independent women. And so that's kind of like what I'm about. There's so many stories within what I just said, but we're going to let this conversation go wherever it goes. We're just flowing this morning.
Okay. I like it. I like it. So you became a single mom at 16?
19.
19,
Yeah.
19, 19. Okay. So you're 19, you're in college, you living your best life, and then you see that pregnancy test. Walk us through what happened.
Girl, which part of what happened? Because
All of
so
it.
much
All of
happened.
it.
Okay. Well, first of all, I was so broken when I got to college, and my life had been. Let me back up. I have experienced every category of trauma, every single one, and that was literally, if I had to sum up my childhood, it was a series of traumatic events, overlapping back to back. I was very broken and a torn person when I arrived at college, but college was the first time that I wasn't emotionally and psychologically oppressed. That was the first time in my life.
Jeez. Okay.
And when I got to college, I was like, I just had the best possible time I could have. I was everywhere. I did everything. And when I met my son's father, I didn't know my aptitude for codependency. And so I got into this toxic relationship and it was nobody's fault. We was both just two toxic people having sex. Like that's in summary what happened there. And so nobody was trying to get pregnant. I never thought in a million years that having unprotected sex would get me pregnant. Go figure. I don't know why we be surprised. But
I mean, be real surprised. I mean,
Like, for
this
real,
is
for
not
real.
happening to me right now.
Like, how did this happen? Man, were
yeah,
you not there? Like, what's happening?
I don't know. Maybe you missed that biology class. But so when I suspected I was pregnant, I took a pregnancy test in the student center on campus. So you know how like college campuses have a student health center. So I went to the pharmacy in the student health center on campus. I bought a pregnancy test, and I'm in the bathroom, and you do the test, and the little lines come up, and it was one line, and I was like, great. So I'm getting myself together, and I go to throw it away. And I saw that second little line, just a little faint little second line.
Man.
And so I was like, oh no. I run upstairs to the clinic, the nurse's health station. So they have offices up there where they actually saw students as patients. I run upstairs. There are people in line waiting to be checked in. I'm dramatic. I push past all the people in line like I'm and I walk between the people like move. I slap my hands on the desk and I say, I need to see a doctor. And so they're like, oh my God, okay. So I'm having a panic attack. I'm crying. My son's father is there and he's like, what's going on? And I'm frantic. I can't talk to anybody. I'm not coherent right now. They just rush me to the back. And I'm sitting there and the nurse comes in and she's like, ma'am, what's going on? And I was like, I think I might be pregnant. And when I tell you she was so upset at me, she was like, girl, this is not an emergency. I was like, according to who? So she just
Lene was like, sis, it might not be an emergency for you, but for me, this is an actual
Like,
emergency.
patients out here in line. They made appointments. Okay.
This
We
is a
may have
true
two
story
different
too.
definitions of emergency, but this
Baby,
qualifies in my mind.
This is
this is
not
an
it.
emergency. I take the test. She comes back and she says, she busts in the door. She says, it's positive. And so I'm like, it's positive because I'm not pregnant because that's positive news. She was like, no, ma'am, you are pregnant. I blacked out.
Oh no.
I woke up on the floor and there are two doctors standing over me. And I wake up and I'm like, what is going on? They're like, we just told you were pregnant. You're in the student center. And so I start being hysterical again. I'm like, go get my boyfriend. He comes in. He looks so crazy, y'all, that I was like, what's wrong with you? I immediately pull it together because he looks so crazy. He's stoic. He's not saying anything. He's like, not there. So they come in, they talk to us. The doctors leave. They're like, you all obviously need a minute. And I'm like, well, I don't believe in abortions. I'm very pro-life. And I was like, well, he was like, well, me neither. And I was like, well, that's good. And we kind of just sat there for a while and then we went home. And when I tell y'all that morning, I was not pregnant. I promise I was not pregnant that morning. But as soon as they told me I was pregnant and I got home, I threw up.
Wow.
And no, I was not pregnant that morning. I promise you I wasn't pregnant that morning.
Oh
I got
god.
home, I immediately threw up, and then I threw up for 3.5 months.
Wow.
Wow.
All day long. Um, I my father was a pastor, and so just the part about dealing with it on my own, there was a lot of shame involved in it. I didn't have parents to tell, and so that took some of the fear and like accountability out of it. But it also added panic, and I literally don't have a safety net. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was making a lot of hard decisions, and I was on a college campus that's like a small town. It's a college town, and nobody had children. This was not a non-traditional campus, and so there was that part of it where I'm now faced with the social pressure of it. I had a church community back home, which was 2 hours away. And of course, Reverend Bridewell, he done passed away, and now his baby girl, she out here bad. She, and all of those things.
So I'm gonna interrupt you real quick.
Sure.
Church people, shut up.
They always got something to say.
They
Like,
do.
like
Stop
you,
it.
They
like
do.
you wasn't in the honky tonks, because that's who
Like,
be the
as
ones that's
if
always
finding out she
talking.
was pregnant wasn't enough
Now let me ask you
trauma
this:
in it on.
where
Gosh,
are
come
you
on,
from?
y'all.
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay. And then what? I mean, if you want to share, like, what happened to your parents?
Sure, that's my mother died in childbirth with me actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And so my father raised me. And when I was about 2, he married my stepmother. And so I have a brother and a sister. We're very, very close. And my brother's 9 years older than me. My sister's 12 years older than me. But I lived with my father and ended up being his caretaker when I was about 9. And when I say caretaker, I mean I'm changing my father's diapers,
Wow.
administering medication, um, bathing him. And so
So
in
you had to grow up really fast.
Yeah.
yes, I did.
Yeah.
And my father, we were very, very close, but that dynamic kind of made our relationship out of order because I was his
Yeah, yeah.
caretaker, if
Yeah,
that
yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense. And
absolutely.
so
And you were still a kid yourself,
I
so
was
yeah, that
very
kind of
much still a kid.
yeah.
Yeah, and so my father, he just was ill and not taking care of himself. Diabetes, heart failure, kidney failure, on dialysis, amputee, wheelchair bound. But he pastored up until the time that he passed away. And so so as I was caretaking for him, I was writing sermons, so he's dictating sermons and he can't write them out anymore. And so I'm typing up sermons, and that forged an appreciation for the gospel.
Wait, I got a question.
Sure.
How old were you when you were writing these sermons?
Now I wasn't writing them. Like I
Well,
wasn't
no,
like,
like
yeah.
you were.
Um
Yeah, yeah,
Probably
yeah.
about 11 or 12.
Okay, okay.
And I was just typing them, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. No, but because I'm a PK, so I know
Oh,
how
okay,
that
girl.
goes. Yeah, my mom's a pastor, so I know like the whole sermon prep. I know how that goes. That ain't no easy thing, even if you're just typing it out, because you got to type it right. Number one, you got to make sure it's right. So yeah, okay, yeah, you grew up real fast.
And the Lord was faithful in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, every day I'm grateful that I literally could be strung out somewhere,
No, but for real,
in a
yeah,
ditch, and the Lord kept me through it all. Honestly,
You were preserved.
I was. That's
absolutely.
exactly right.
Absolutely. Okay, so you find out you're pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Boyfriend looks crazy coming in the room. He's all stoic. Probably don't know what's happening. He's probably in shock and don't know how to explain that. And so you start throwing up. You throw up for 3 months. That's a lot of throwing up.
Three
A
and a
lot
half
of
months. Don't
Oh,
forget
I'm
the half.
sorry. Let me put that half on. Three and a
Man,
half months. Okay.
that's a lot.
And so now I know because this is about single motherhood. What's happening to your relationship with your boyfriend during all of this?
And you all are married, so you understand what I'm about to say in a way I don't even understand.
Okay.
Accountability and responsibility is like when you add weight on something, it tests the strength of what you
Yeah,
have.
absolutely.
And what we had was not strong. But we were codependent. And so it just, whatever, when you add accountability and responsibility to situations, it intensifies, it like concentrates. It's like compressing everything that's already there, right? And
Yeah.
so if we was already toxic, now we more toxic.
Now we real
If we
toxic
already
now.
had a tendency
Yeah.
to put our hands on each other because that's what we were doing, and that was not him abusing me. That was I normally was the one to be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I don't say that with pride. That's just where we were at that
Yeah.
time in
Yeah.
our life.
Absolutely.
And so everything got worse. And I done almost jumped out of cars.
Oh
I
no.
have we was crazy. We were crazy, and we were still on again, off again. And we were on again, off again for another 10 years. Eight,
Oh
eight
wow.
years.
Okay.
Yeah. Once my son came, it was more off than on. But for the most part, it just intensified everything. In the worst possible way.
Okay. Gotcha.
But I'm glad that you kind of pointed out codependency because we can really confuse that in relationships for we're in love and it's
Yeah.
not. You're just
They're like,
connected by
no,
a
that's
trauma
not love.
bond.
That you
Yeah.
just
And it's
codependent on each
like I
other.
bleed, you bleed. So now in certain situations, you become like a human gauze. Like, okay, well, I'm just going to press on your wound, and then you can press on mine. But then we're not able to fully function on our own and in the right way because we're really seriously codependent. Like I
Yeah.
personally had to, God brought that up in my own marriage. And I had to, even now, having to break it, to break those cycles, to break
Yeah.
codependency, because he's like, this is not healthy.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
when we build our
Absolutely.
relationships on what we think, I'm thinking, oh, it's just us against the world. And he's like, lies. Like, no, that is not what that
If I
is.
be for you,
Right.
not y'all be for each other.
Right.
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 With
That
each
part.
other.
Yeah, that
Like,
part.
no. He's like, no, that's codependency.
Mm-hmm.
Kill it. And so I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people would think, oh, he just loves me, or because guys watch the podcast as well too, or she just loves me. No, y'all are sitting there connected by a trauma bond, because let one of y'all get healed and see how things change.
And girl, it fell apart.
Listen, that's what they don't tell you about healing. Healing is great. It is necessary. The Lord wants us to heal. But the fine print of that is when you
You finna
heal,
lose
you
everybody.
gonna lose
Ooh,
some
child,
people,
girl, don't get me started.
and you gonna have to be okay with that.
You sure is, because you're gonna lose all the people.
Because what you realize is all these relationships were contingent upon my brokenness.
Yep, exactly.
And
That's it.
if you can't redefine the relationship, then you gotta let it go.
Yeah. Or if they're not willing to do the work with you, because some people will stay in a place because they don't see or know or feel or have accepted that they can move past where they are. And we all know we can get comfortable even though it's not good, but it's like, but I don't know where else to go from here, so I might as well just stay here. But when somebody starts to show you that healing is an option, I talked to a person probably a couple of weeks ago that's older than me. This person was in their 60s. And as I was sort of talking to him about how I have learned to put my peace before anything and anyone, this man said to me, he said, I didn't know that I had the option to choose peace.
Oh wow. Wow.
And I could feel the breaking in, like, that lie that he had been standing on for so long, that I have to be a people pleaser, I have to be a performer. That's the only way that I can get peace. I have to do in order for me to be able to get peace, because he was that person as yourself that was a caregiver and taking care of all the things and having to do that. And then he got to a place where everybody was gone, and he's like, what purpose do I have? What am I supposed to be doing? So now he's searching for somebody else to take care of instead of taking care of himself. And when people learn that healing is an option, then it's like, oh, I can move. So you have two types of people. It's either the ones that are saying like, okay, well, we can stay together until, as long as it's traumatic, because I'm comfortable with trauma. But then you can expose healing to some people, and they be like, oh, we can do that, and they'll move. So you got to gauge the people that you're walking with
Yep.
to see where they are. And if that person is saying they want toxicity, they want the dysfunction, they want all of that, you're going to have to lead them where they at and be okay. And they going to be loud because they're used to you being their crutch. But you're going to have to just be like, sorry, can't help you. You got to
Can't help
walk
my
on your
bad.
own.
Like I
And that's
gotta.
just it.
Yeah, yeah. And so healing will make people scatter.
Hmm.
If they're not equipped for it, or just if they're not supposed to, be have that role in your life. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of what happened with y'all. You started healing, and he was like, I don't know.
The
And
mask
it was
started
already
coming off.
toxic in the first place. And so, especially when it's extremely toxic, when you start healing from toxicity like that, oh, it's a war.
It
It's a
is.
war.
Ooh,
It's a
girl, you
war.
ain't you said a
It is.
mouthful,
It
baby.
is.
Honey.
It is.
It's a full
Okay.
fledged war. It's World
Oh,
War
for sure.
Three.
Like, if you have not seen the demonic come out, start to get healed.
Oh, them demons start manifesting for
Because
real.
literally those demons really have been counting on you for all those years to be a help. And sometimes it's like, well, y'all both are vessels, so if we can flow in you, you got an open place, he got an open place, we can just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Ask me how I know.
Baby,
Man,
I
So
know
I
you
know,
talking
but I'm
right.
on the other side of it now. Praise
man.
the Lord.
Yeah.
Like the Lord preserved our marriage, like me and baby daddy. The Lord really preserved our marriage and started doing stuff. But for a minute, we was like, we don't know if we gonna make it. Like we just, I don't know. Like I love you, and but this ain't gonna work. And so the Lord really had to do some stuff. And so, okay, keep going. We didn't mean to interrupt you like that, but no, keep going.
We talking.
And-
We just talking.
Yes, yes.
So
And
you getting
so,
healed now. So
yeah.
what's
Well,
what's happening?
a lot happened, but so as y'all know, I didn't just like boom, I was healed and then
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, of
Uh-huh.
course.
hunky dory. I walked out healing a little. It was tiny, tiny steps.
Mm-hmm.
And what helped, I guess. Let me hold on. Let me think about what I want to say right now.
Okay, absolutely.
I think my journey of healing, first of all, is still going.
Yeah, that's
As
true.
it
That's
should be.
always going
As
on.
Yeah.
yeah, as it should
Mm-hmm.
be.
But I think I got more serious, and maybe not even more serious. Maybe I decided I needed healing when my son was born. Like
Mm-hmm.
my son has been such a light and joy in my life. And what I knew is that I didn't break myself. And the trauma that I lived under, the brokenness, the 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 slavery that I lived under in my soul was not necessarily something that I brought upon myself. It
Mm-hmm.
was the decisions of the people before me not
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
having done the work to ensure that their bondage didn't entrap me.
Right.
And
Gotcha,
I did
gotcha,
not want to pass that on to my son.
Mm-hmm.
gotcha.
I was so serious about that. Like, do not break this boy the way people broke you.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that
Mm-hmm.
because that
Mm-hmm.
it could have been the exact opposite. So yeah, I really love that. You were like, okay, I'm pregnant. It is what it is. Ain't nothing I can do about it. We finna have this baby.
Hmm.
So let me start healing so that I don't damage this baby.
And a lot of people don't think about that because
Yeah.
they stay in that victim mentality. Well, why does everything keep happening to me? And this and the other. And you don't really think about, okay, at this point, like you acknowledged, I didn't do this to myself. I didn't put myself in this type of mindset. I'm not here in this type of situation because I did these things or I made these decisions. So at some point, you got to choose. Are you going to live or you going to sit in your blood?
Period.
And one of the, it's got to be made because either choice is going to affect you in some way. If you
Absolutely.
if you sit in your blood in the natural, you become contaminated, and it can make the problem worse. If you choose to heal, then you can see life through a different, different set of lenses. So you got to make a choice. And I'm just thankful that even out of all the things that you have done, that preserving you is a big thing, because it's like, no, we not gonna stay there long. Because people are like, well, why your dad passed away, you should just be all over the place. And some may come and say, well, you just moving too fast, LaNee. Like, you don't care about anything. Some people could come off like that.
Girl, the
But
stuff
you like,
people said to
no,
me.
I gotta move forward. And that's like, in a way, that's like God whispers, like, okay, I'm healing you. Let's go. Keep going. Don't stop. Let's go. And I'm glad that happened, because I'm eager to hear about the healed and whole single woman, because we don't hear about her a lot.
No,
We
we don't.
don't.
We don't hear
We
about her a lot
don't.
We
at
We
all.
really
we
But
don't.
hear about her when she meets a new man.
yeah, she's
That's
real healed
usually
and
when
whole
we
then.
hear that.
Yeah.
But we
And that's
don't
what
we
we
don't really
say.
hear their stories. And not that there aren't any single women that are single and healed and they're about their business. We just don't usually hear those stories in that context is what we're saying. We know that, okay, girl, you a girl boss, you healed, yay you. What we're saying is that the stories usually go, I went through all this trauma, I healed, I'm married.
That's not my story.
Or I'm a workaholic, so I'm about this bag, and it is you
Also not my
bearing
story.
yourself in that. But yeah, and I'm
And they
thankful,
said
you know what I'm
that
saying,
ain't
because
me,
we need to
dog.
see in a different point of view, because it's like
Yeah.
everybody's not just jumping on the bag, and everybody's not getting a husband. Who is she outside of trying to be a wife and trying to be the CEO of 5 different companies? Who is she? Because when
Yeah.
that goes away, who is she?
Like when we take all those titles off, when we uncover all the things, like who are you, sis? Like, look, who are you? And so yeah, I'm eager to hear about your healing journey as well, Lene. And so you and your child's father, y'all did. You was like, yeah, no, this not gonna work. Y'all did the whole back and forth. I can totally relate to that because me and my husband did a lot of back and forth. So much so that we got in an argument. I went to my parents' house. My mom was like, "Look, y'all gonna need to figure this out because
Go
y'all
home.
married. Like, what are
Go
y'all
home.
doing?"
Go home,
She
boo.
literally, like, the next day, she's like, you go
Go
home.
That way
home.
your
Go
mama figures
home.
out so you can go home.
Go home. We not
I
doing
was
this. Go
like,
home, cause y'all be back over here tomorrow together. Go home.
Yep.
I was like, Mom.
Thank God for a wise mother.
Go
Yes,
home.
absolutely. But she was tired of us, child. And so y'all did the back and forth until you was like, yeah, this no longer works for me. This whole toxic, tit for tat, all that stuff, it doesn't work for me. So, okay, y'all are not together, but y'all are co-parenting. How is the co-parenting
Yeah.
relationship at that time?
Well,
Or did it
it
exist? Like, did it exist? Cause
it
that's an
did exist.
option.
My son's father has been a. I can say this now after 16 years.
Right,
He's
right, right.
been an
Absolutely.
excellent father. If you
Okay.
look at the whole of all that he
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
did,
absolutely. Because
he's
when you're
been
in it, you don't be looking at the whole picture. You just
no,
be
you do
looking at
not.
what you see
You
in the
and not
moment. But no.
not at all, baby. I hated his guts for like the
Oh
first.
no.
I mean, I hated his guts and was still sleeping with him. Just to tell you
That
how
that's a lot of
toxic
people's stories.
it
That
is.
that is a lot of people's stories. Like I
I
don't
think
even
he
like
hated
you
my
as a
guts.
person.
Yeah.
And um, so we ended up going to court. And when we went to court, this is when I first encountered the story of Hagar through the lens of her as a single mother.
Okay.
And this was a very big turning point in my walk with the Lord and in my understanding of myself and the kind of single mother that I wanted to be.
Okay.
So when we hear the story of Hagar, we always hear everybody focuses on Abraham as the main character. Hagar is never the main character of anybody's
She
story.
just a hit
Okay.
miss.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
is a side character. She's a cliff note in Abraham and Sarah's story. And the Lord, so when we were going to court, so first of all, me and my son's father are duking it out in the worst possible way with my son in the middle. So he feels like I'm keeping him out of my son's life. I feel like you're making toxic decisions and doing things that are putting in jeopardy what I feel like is the most important thing in my life. And we do not see eye to eye about who he's going to be as a father and who I'm going to be as a mother. And that resulted in restraining orders, that resulted in him just showing up to his daycare and just going to get him because I wouldn't let him see him. And when I look back on it, I felt very justified in my mind. I told myself I was protecting my son. In hindsight, I don't know if I would do it differently because we was both really unhealthy people and he was not making great choices. The reality is he wasn't making great choices.
Yeah. Yeah.
My choices wasn't too much better, but I at least felt like my choices were safer. But that was my opinion, right?
Right.
That was just
Yeah.
where I was in my mind at that time. And he felt like I'm his father. And that's the whole thing of it. I'm his
Point.
father. You don't have a right to infringe on my fatherhood. And so we are just doing the worst possible things people can do to each other in
Yeah.
that situation. And so we finally ended up just in court. And genuinely, I did not believe that my son's father was what was best for him at that point in my life. And so I'm devastated by this because I don't have a father. And here I am doing my due diligence to keep my son's father out of his life. And I felt the heaviness. I felt very heavy about that and grieved in my heart. And at this point, I am not like going to church every Sunday or read my Bible a whole lot, but the foundation that was laid in me, I didn't know what else to do. I didn't have anybody to ask. I had no money. I'm this young, broke, poor, black college student. I am a statistic. I'm on all the welfare, all the stuff. And I'm like, I laid before the Lord and I just cried. And I'm like, God, if you are real, do you not care what's happened? Do you not see me? Do you? I mean, I'm just asking. Like,
Right. Like,
like
I
if
just
you
got
real,
questions, Lord.
this when I need you to be real. Like this moment, this is the realest. I need you to be right in this moment. And the Lord dropped Hagar in my spirit. And I prayed two prayers. I said, Lord, don't you see me? And I said, Lord, don't you care what happens to me and my son? And when I opened the story of Hagar, I'm
And that's
reading.
what she said.
Baby,
Yeah,
she
that's
was the
basically what
first
she
person
said.
to say. She
That's what
was
she
the first
said.
one.
That's what she
That's what
said.
she said. She said, he's seen me. He has seen me. And I mean, and I can't tell you how, for a person, I mean, and this woman is a slave. She's been abused. She didn't ask to be in that situation with
Yeah.
Abraham and Sarah. And it's just like, don't nobody care what's happening to me?
Right.
And here she is in the desert because she just can't take it anymore. It's just all become too much. And honestly, I didn't feel like what the angel of the Lord had to say was that great. He was like, hey, you gonna have this son, his life gonna be real hard, he gonna be fighting with everybody. And I was like, that's
Like, what
not good
kind
news.
of messenger are
I was like,
you?
that's not good news.
He had to give the truth though.
But then somehow in that she saw the Lord's attention for her.
Right.
And that rocked my whole life. I mean, just that one part of it. The other part of it that rocked my whole life is that at the time, Abraham and Sarah were living in the land of Canaan, and that is a name that's related to my son's dad. And so when the angel of the Lord, because I'm like, I'm going into court. I don't feel good about this whole situation. What should I do? I have no one to ask. And the angel of the Lord told her to go back to Canaan and submit. Baby, honey, baby, who wasn't trying to hear that? Who wasn't trying? Who was not trying to hear that was me.
That's
I was like,
hilarious.
God, you a little crazy. Like, this can't be
Because
what you're
why would
saying.
you make me do that?
Like
I
why?
don't understand.
Can you help me to understand the necessity of this statement and these moves?
I think
Cause, cause
God, he
what?
abusive. Now, what I failed to account for was my abusiveness when I said that.
Right.
But I wasn't, I mean, that's just not where I was. And so I'm like, God, you can't be serious. But because she said, he's the God who sees me, and that was the very specific prayer that I prayed, I knew the Lord was speaking to me. I knew he was. And so I had went to legal aid and got an attorney and built a very good case, honestly. It was a very strong case. I had that man's social security number. I had a very strong case. But I called and they only agreed to take on my case because I felt I had framed it and set it up to where I'm like, my son's safety is at risk, and here are the reasons why. And I made a strong case. Anyway, I called my attorney and I said, hey, just negotiate something he'll agree to. He thought I was crazy. I thought I was crazy. I said, this don't make sense for me to say out loud, considering the things that I have communicated with this attorney.
Right.
This looks neglectful. And it felt a little bit neglect. It felt a little bit like, am I? And to be fair, like, my son's father doesn't have like any abuse record. He was just young and stupid.
Like
and,
most
and
kids
maybe
that are 19, 20.
exactly. This
And
is, I
then
mean, you
the
know,
attorney
like,
probably looking at you like, who got to
Like,
you?
exactly.
what are you doing?
Did he beat you? Like, you know, in your mind, like, what
All of
happened?
that. All of that. And so he was like, are you sure? And I'm not even sure that I would have won. But because I submitted to the Lord in that situation, and I did not want to, and how I saw the Lord move after that, it doesn't matter whether or not I would have went to court and won or lost.
Right.
It's that I got to attribute what happened after that to my obedience to God, and that started a journey for me in trusting the Lord. And so The first day, because he hadn't seen our son we went to court, and we didn't have to go to court because we came up with a parenting agreement, which pretty much outlined like when I would have him, who was buying clothes for what occasions, what day, what time, what holidays. And we still did a whole lot of arguing, but that parenting agreement, baby, you're not about to stress me out about something that's been worked out on page 6. Refer to page, get off my phone. That's on page 3, subsection C. Thank you. And so, in its own way, as much as we both hated that, it forced us to be fair with one another.
Right.
Even when we didn't want to. Now, did my son miss some things I really wanted him to be at because we were not at a point where we trusted each other and he was not willing to not have him just because so-and-so, wedding, funeral, whatever? Yes. Did his family miss out on some opportunities with my son because we were sticking to it very, very strictly? Yes. But over time, it was like training wheels. It was like parental training wheels for us. And it just made us both accountable to one another in a way we would have never done on our own. Never. Ever. So, we got that parenting agreement. At this point, I'm like a senior in college. So I did stay in college. Oh, yes, I did stay in college. So I finished my undergrad. I ended up staying in school because I was scared to enter the workforce. I was scared to enter the workforce. So I went on to get a master's.
Wait. You can't just go past that.
Oh, okay.
Like, you didn't just say that. Sis said, I stayed in school because I didn't want to go to work.
It wasn't even so much that I didn't want to go to work. I had a degree in sociology, and I was looking at sociology jobs like, this ain't gonna pay the bills.
Gotcha.
I was like, what can I even do with this? And because I couldn't answer that question, and college had been this like safe haven for me. Like, it was the first time in my life I felt safe, or a sense of safety and security and stability and community. And I was not ready to let that go.
And
That's fair.
Let me ask you this, was that also a way of having, like you said, community, but having other people that you knew, if I don't know how to do it or if I can't make the decision, somebody else can, because you have been doing it on your own for so long. So it's like I got some. I can go to counselor so and so. I can go to the nurse so and so. I can go to the like I have some people around me that can be like, no, LaNee, you got to do it like this.
I never would have put it in those words, but you just made me realize something that was absolutely true. Here I am in this and like college is this small little world of resources that are much harder to access because they're so spread out in the real world, but they're highly concentrated on a college campus, and that was a life that I knew how to do. My rent was $25 a month. I was staying in a 2-bedroom townhome on hood housing, and that's a whole miracle, but I won't even just walk that story back. But like you said, just getting around, like if you drive 10 minutes in one direction, you're not even in Columbia, Missouri anymore, where I was at. And so everything that I needed was just so accessible and affordable and right there. And if I didn't know how to get it, there was an office on campus whose job was to help me figure it out.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yep. Absolutely. That's absolutely true.
Okay. So
and I had a full ride scholarship. So that was another
yeah.
reason, like, very much my needs were taken care of. Like it was a lifestyle. It was a comfortable little situation. And I was not ready to let that go.
Yeah, you wasn't ready to come out the bubble.
Yeah.
That
And I
was
don't blame you. That sounds actually pretty good. So I ain't even go.
Especially from where you've come from. You literally went from having parents and living with siblings to just you. And then no support system after that. No one to say, hey, auntie, uncle, nobody. Just I'm here, and then having to build trust with these people. Because just to be honest, when you're on these college campuses, these people are looking at you like, you're over 18, right? Okay. We're not going to walk you through this. We're not going to baby step you. Get your information and go, and do what you need to
Right.
do. We got other stuff to
Yeah.
be doing. So they really like, oh, yeah, you about this adult life for real, for real. On here, we are not your mama, daddy,
Oh
nobody.
no, no.
Get it
Not
together.
at all.
And you will find those gems along the way that will literally undergird you and kind of like, let me help you. Come on over here. But those are rare gems when it
Yeah.
comes to college and college campuses because they like, oh no, your mama dropped you. Your mama dropped you off. I'm not your
I'm not
mama.
your mama.
No, your
I
mama
am not
dropped you
her.
off. Your mama may be coming back, but I'm not your mama. And they would let that be known very quickly. No. So I get it.
Yeah. And so co-parenting was interesting. Y'all figured it out through a court agreement, which is good. I know a lot of times people like don't go to the courts, don't go to courts, but sometimes you
You
might
might
need
need
to go
that
to the
structure.
courts to save
And you
somebody's
went
life.
10
You
and
might need to go to the
18 years
court.
arguing over the strangest things
Facts.
and being petty with one another. And we still did all of that. Don't get me wrong, but it did take the weight off of some of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. The most important thing, you knew where your son was, what he was doing. You had those parameters in place, so that's good. Okay, so after the court agreement, um, co-parents relationship is still kind of toxic, still kind of crazy, but it's working for y'all, um, in the long run.
Yes, in the
In the
long run,
long run,
absolutely.
yeah.
It's the delayed gratification.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. And so after all this, how is LaNee healing? How is that going?
Sure. So after I got my master's degree, I had to leave. I was not trying to get a doctoral degree. I said, you know what, I'm spent. I'm tired in my brain. So I moved to the city where my son's father lived, and not on purpose, y'all. I did not do. I did that because the Lord literally, this is the only place He opened the door for me to go.
Wow.
I was
Now I was
not.
like,
I
yeah,
was. I
go
wanted to move
here.
as far away as possible from him. And lo and behold, I had gotten a verbal promise for a job offer in Kansas City, Missouri, which is where I live now. And so I came down here and I started looking for a place to live. And so I did join a sorority while I was in college. And so I'm down here visiting my sorority sisters and looking for a place to live. And we
I'm
go
just gonna
out.
stop you right there.
Yeah.
Don't y'all say nothing about her joining a sorority. This is not that conversation.
It's not.
Oh.
Not
It's
today.
not that conversation.
Not
Cause
today.
y'all know how y'all be.
No.
About the fraternities and sororities. People live life. Get over it.
Yes.
Okay. I just because
So I
we have
came
our
down
own
here.
thoughts about
We
sororities, but
do,
that's
and
not
we've
this
had conversation.
conversation.
'Cause there
Yeah.
y'all
Not
said, baby,
this.
we did say what we
We
said,
said it
but
and we
that is
meant
not a
it.
conversation for
However, in
today.
this conversation right now, sis joined a sorority.
She
I
did.
did.
She
I
found a
did do that.
sisterhood. She found
Okay.
friends. Let's just can we stop?
Yes.
Pause. Can we stop?
And again,
Every
God
time
will
says
lead us if need be. Okay.
Period.
All right.
so. Can we stop? Like Christians, church people, all of us. Can we stop when we're just having a regular conversation with people and they say something that we don't agree with? Can we stop? I rebuke you in the name of Jesus
You know
in the
you ain't supposed to
moment.
be doing that. Do you
Can we not do that?
you know what the Lord says about that? Like practical. You have to be with loving kindness.
This is a conversation. This is
Yes.
not a discipleship call.
It's not.
This is not this is not one of the things where she's like, guys, what do y'all think about this? She's not asking our opinion about her sorority. She just said she joined one when she was
And
in
if you
college.
know us, if God said tell LaNee,
Y'all know me. y'all know this call can go any kind of way
It would
if the
be what
Lord
it
wanted to.
says. Okay.
But however, comma, this is just a conversation. Lene, we had to
Yes.
say that
Girl, that's
Yes.
because
fine with me.
you know, the
The
Christian
people be
girlies,
in the comments.
they be saying stuff, and we be like, y'all, it's okay,
It's okay.
it's
It's all
okay.
right.
But go ahead. I just needed to give that disclaimer because I don't have time for that today.
Well, this probably ain't gonna help either. So I came down. I came to Kansas City to look for a place to live. Me and my line sisters go out, and not my line sisters, me and my sorority sisters, we go out, and I get so drunk. Oh my God. I got plastered. We
Okay.
lost Tiffany.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
She'll come back
All
in.
right. So I got plastered, and um, at my friend from high school, who's also yeah, so my friend from high school, she was like, "Hey, girl, do you want to go to church with me?" And she had said this before I got drunk, obviously. So we had met up for lunch earlier that day, and she was like,
I hope so.
"Yeah," she was like, "Do you want to go to church with me?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's cool or whatever, you know, like that's cool or whatever."
Okay.
And she was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna call you in the morning," and I was like, "Okay, cool." So I leave. I go out with my friends, with my sorority sisters. We get. I don't remember anybody else's experience. I got so drunk. This is important context because the next morning when she called me to go to church, baby, the only reason I answered the phone was to keep it from ringing.
Wow. Yeah, you was going through it the next morning.
Yeah, you was
I was
gone.
like,
Yeah,
I'm all
they
like,
hanging with
hello,
some serious.
hello, hello.
Why is you calling me?
He was
Why
like,
is his phone
And it's
ringing?
loud.
okay, I called to make sure you were still coming to church. And I was like, ugh, okay, sure. I don't know. She was like, okay, well, I'm going to text you the information. I'll see you soon. I peeled myself off this bed. And I walk into this church, and when I tell y'all I was hungover, and they was hugging me, and I'm like, and I know church people, but I'm just like, please stop. I go in, I sat at the front, I was sitting in somebody's seat, so then I had to move because I was sitting in somebody's seat, and again,
That
I
right
know
there
church
be
people, so
burning
I
me
was not
up.
offended, but I was irritated. I was so irritated. I'm like, girl, this do not have your name on it, but whatever.
Did you tithe to buy this pew? Did you pay tithes for this pew? Did you sow a
Let's
seed
go mute.
for this pew?
No,
If you
no,
so
you
serious,
didn't. You look
they
like
be
you don't
so
Cause
have it
I'm
serious.
like,
all.
if you did, you need to get Pastor and to put you a plaque on your pew,
Yeah,
okay?
she should put your name
So that
there.
way, y'all,
She
your
should.
peoples to sit on this pew. That gets on my nerves.
That is
So y'all,
hilarious.
I'm hungover. I'm irritated. They start singing or whatever, and the praise and worship was cool. You know, I'm like, okay, this is cool. It was a little like it was Maverick City before Maverick City was Maverick
Okay.
City. You know, so
Okay, yeah,
20. This was
Contemporary.
like 13 years ago. Yeah, I've been in my
yeah.
church like 13 years. So, this was 13 years ago. So this was like new for me. I was used to like Mississippi Mass Choir,
Traditional.
you know,
Yeah.
Johnny
Traditional
McClurkin.
church.
I was like, these white people. Why these black people singing white people songs?
Yeah, so you was used to the black gospel, and then the black people was singing the
Contemporary.
CCM, and you was like,
I
hold
am
up,
a friend.
wait a
of
minute.
God. I'm like, that's cool. All right. So the praise and worship
Okay.
it was cool. And then the pastor got up and he looked younger than me. And I was like, what is this little boy? Whose youth pastor is this? The first thing he said was, I'm not the youth pastor. I was
Period.
like,
So he probably got that a lot.
and then he said, he was like, if you're a guest, then this message is just for the house. You know, you're welcome to listen in, but we're taking care of house. And I was like, I was so over it before he started preaching.
Oh no.
He preaches on tithing. And baby, when I tell you the Spirit of God came and rested on me. And
While you was hungover.
while I was sitting and it came out of nowhere and it rested on me. And I literally felt destiny and the call of God while I was sitting there. And I am weeping in this sermon about tithing. This is not a weeping sermon. I am literally sitting there in tears and I am like, what is going on? I joined the church that Sunday. I didn't have a job or no place to live. I didn't even live in Kansas City, but I joined the church that Sunday. And so my
Wow.
friend who invited me, she was sending me the sermons, and I was paying tithes. So I started sending my tithes to that church. Um, the job that I thought I had got awarded to somebody else. It was a verbal commitment. They ended up hiring someone else. And so now I go to a church in a city where I don't have a job or a place to stay.
Okay.
So you were
So-
e-member.
I was an e-member, and they didn't even have e-members back then. They didn't have a
was an
podcast. They didn't have a
e-member.
YouTube channel. People are literally voice memoing the sermons and sending them
Oh
to me.
wow.
That's how I was getting them.
Wow. Shout out to your people,
Right,
because
right,
nobody would
yeah.
do that. So shout out, definitely shout out to your people. That's like, okay, my sis needs
Right.
this. Let me go ahead and let me
And I
record
did.
it and send it to her. Yeah.
And I did. I moved. I ended up getting a different job in Kansas City. I moved to Kansas City, and I mean that it's been 13 years. I could tell you 13 years of stories, but what I can say is that being grounded in a healthy church community is the cheat code to life.
It is.
It's the cheat code.
It is.
Absolutely.
I needed every single one of those people. And a lot of those people ended up breaking my heart, and I still needed them.
Not
'Cause,
LaNee. You can't just say that and then go to your
I'm
next
just telling you the
sentence.
truth.
You
I'm
can't.
telling you the truth.
You said
Because we don't like
I
to
needed my
admit
church
them that them people is
Yeah,
helpful.
we don't.
We don't like to admit that the little painful people are the helpful ones. We just don't.
Because here's the thing.
We don't.
The people that break your heart in a church hurt capacity, they're also helping you to
Yeah.
grow.
And,
If you
and,
let them.
and they're helping you to live. I mean, like, we act like people are all or nothing. Either they're all good or they're all
Yeah,
bad.
that's
And
true.
that's
It's
not true.
often both at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it's
and you
both
have to
and.
lean into the Lord as knowing, number one, ain't no person 100% safe.
Right.
But again, I was very broken, and because these people weren't the people that I had left in my trauma, and they embraced me and they loved me, I had these people very much on a pedestal. Very much. on
That's
a
usually how it goes
unrealistic
in
pedestal.
general, though. That's usually how it goes in general. We see people because they come from a church aspect or a church context. We think that they're up here, and then when something happens, when they show that they're just a human, and then you be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that this happened." Was a
And
human
it
was
is God's
involved
fault
in
some
this?
kind of way. Some kind of way
Yeah.
it's God's fault, and that's why we don't go to
I
church.
don't know how we.
Because we
I
done put
still
them
don't know
people
how we
in the
got
holies
there.
of holies, and they is supposed to be in the outer court. God said, why is they in here? I ain't telling you to bring them in
And then he
here.
pushed them
That's
out.
like,
He'll push them
I
out.
didn't do that. Yeah.
I told you to connect with them out there, not in here.
And a lot of times we have to be honest, especially for those of us that have experienced church hurt. We have to be honest about our role that we play.
Right.
Absolutely. And not only did I broke their hearts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we broke each other's hearts. We done hurt
Right.
each other's feelings. We done.
Right.
I'm somebody else's church hurt. I know for a fact I'm somebody else's church hurt.
Did you just say that?
I mean,
Sis said, I am somebody else's church hurt. That is definitely a clip.
it is because we don't want to acknowledge that. We always want to stay the victim, and I feel like that's the reason why half of us are in church and not delivered now, because it is easy to stay the victim and keep
It's
going back
absolutely.
and forth to the altar every day. My thing is, if you got to, I'm not saying don't go to the altar, but if you are addicted to the altar to where there's nothing being done, why is it that you're going? Because you're not going with the heart to believe that God is going to do it. You're just going back so sister they can pray for me and I can get some attention, because you're addicted to the workers. Like, we gotta
And if all
stop.
God is saying to you is that other people done hurt you, baby, that might not be God.
Right.
That part.
Like, if you ain't heard nothing about yourself and how you nasty and whack and broken and selfish, if you ain't heard nothing about yourself, you might want to check the source.
So y'all already know, for those of y'all that watch this, like the first episode that we did for this season, it was like I didn't go to church majority to the church building majority of 2024 because I was dealing with stuff, and so I've had some people ask me questions about it, you know, that whole thing, and I was honest. I was like, nah, it was me. Like I had to get me together. So and sometimes you got to do that. You got to get you together. You can't blame everything. And so even though with my situation, there were like the last what was it 2 years because we had the friendship breakup that happened, and then it was just a whole lot of stuff happening at one time. And so I had to be honest, like, yeah, all that stuff may have been a factor, but at the end of the day, I didn't go to church because I was dealing with stuff and I needed to hear from the Lord. I needed I had questions and I needed answers, and so that whole thing. And so we got to just be honest, y'all. Like church hurt is a real thing. Let's just say that your church hurt is valid. Whatever happened to you, however you feel about it, it is valid. However, number one, God did not do it. First lesson, God didn't do it. God didn't tell them people to hurt you, to touch you, to whatever happened to you. God did not tell them people to do that. Stop being mad at God, okay? Because here's the thing. You're mad at God, but your relationship with God is what's going to heal you. Okay? And so, number two, them people are just human.
They are.
Them people sin just like you do. They get mad just
they
like
got
you do.
open
They don't say the
doors
right
just
things.
like you may have.
They got open
all
doors.
Of that takes into account.
Their demons are talking to them just like your demons talking
Flesh
to you.
too.
So we have to understand that even though they go to church every Sunday, even though they pick up a mic, even though they do all the things, even though they on an intercessory prayer team, they got issues too. Okay, and so when we're dealing with church hurt, you just have to understand it and see it for what it is, right? Church didn't hurt you; the people did. The Lord didn't hurt you; the people did.
And you've hurt people.
That part, I know I have, not intentionally, because that's just not my personality, but I have. And if somebody ever came to be like, Jerry, I didn't like when you did that, I gotta eat that and be like, okay, I'm so sorry that you caught me on a day where I wasn't at my best. I'm sorry for that. I apologize. And so we just gotta be real about that thing, because some of what we're calling church hurt is not church hurt.
It's not. It's that victim mindset. It's like it's easy.
Yeah.
For me to stay here. Because as I was talking, God was like, the best way that you can learn how to know how to find fruit and see fruit is in the church. Because it's a mixture of people. It's wheat and chaff in the same place. And those, it's going to bear fruit on either way. So we have to,
a bunch of humans trying to figure
and we're
it out.
all trying to figure it out. And if you've hurt somebody, or if they've hurt you, either way it go, we have to basically come back to what you said, LaNee, accountability and responsibility.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we're responsible for our own work. And then if we need to hold that person accountable, we hold that person accountable. Now, even if you went to somebody and you told them, hey, this is what happened, and they was just like, not him, not her. They've been going to the church for, such and such amount of years. It don't matter. You planted the seed and let God do the rest of it on that. Because I think sometimes we get upset about the response. And when God said, I will vindicate you. So let's just leave it where it is. Say what you need to say. It happened, whatever it was. Allow God to show you so you can be, accountable for wherever your actions or whatever, if you had actions involved in that situation. But if you said it, you said it. You don't have to stay in that place of, well, nobody's doing anything. Then you got to ask God, what's the exit strategy? Am I to stay to see, or am I now to leave? And then move forward and allow God to continue to heal you. But don't allow, because at the end of the day, that's just internally dealing with you. It's not affecting them. it's affecting you.
Them people done went on about
Yeah,
their
so
business.
allow yourself to be healed. Tell the testimony, yes. Share the story by
Absolutely.
all means. But do not stay in
But
this
don't let it hold you
mindset, yeah,
hostage,
of being
though.
a victim, because the enemy will love in any way he can get in. He doesn't care. So if
He
you
really
stand in that
don't.
victim mindset because of the church hurt, it's going to keep you from the church, or even talking to somebody to say, I'm a Christian. Oh, you be like, ain't got time. Then, you know what I'm saying? He's going to do what he needs to do to continue to enlarge the gap. But just allow yourself to just do your own work and heal, and not stay in that mindset of being a victim. The hurt hurts. The pain was painful. The person was wrong. Or if you did some, whatever, however the situation is, but just don't stay there. We have to
Yeah,
be healed and
don't stay
whole.
there.
We got to. We can't stay
Absolutely.
there.
Absolutely. And so, LaNee, you go through the church hurt. You church hurt some people. You're living life basically.
Yeah, I
Cause
mean,
that,
it's been 13
Yeah.
years.
yeah,
And these people have been critical to my
absolutely.
spiritual development. And I mean, every single one of them. And, there were seasons where that development came where we were really, really close and doing it together and
Yeah,
walking
yeah.
together and being accountable together. And then there's seasons where we were not, now there's distance, but we are praying for each other and continuing to press into the Lord, even in our differences. And
Yeah.
all of that, I was just reflecting yesterday, and I text my pastor, and I was like, I cannot, like, being here at this church has been just one of the ways the Lord has shown me immense love. And I just
I love that.
appreciate
Yeah.
how that community has been so valuable to me. I am becoming a person I don't recognize in the very best way. And obviously that's the internal work of the Holy Spirit, but he, like we like to we like to live in like our own little, like, oh, I'm walking with Jesus and my walk with the Lord is my walk with the Lord, and that's true. But if you look at the early church, like those people were walking with the Lord
They
together,
were.
and the
Yeah,
They
together
were.
absolutely.
is not a part you can leave out and and ignore.
There were intimate
Yeah.
moments, but they were just moments. But they still did
Yes.
Yeah.
it.
But they were always in
Yeah.
community though. They were
They
Correct.
always in
were.
some kind of
Yeah.
community.
Yep.
And there may be people that be like, "Yeah, but I don't know if I want to go back to church." That's
That's
okay.
fine.
If you're like that, if that's, we've said this before when we did that episode. I was like that. Like, y'all, some of y'all thought I was just out here doing just anything last year. I really wasn't. I was very insulated. I wasn't isolated. I was insulated because I had people around me. I had Tiff and Takesha. I had Coach. I was still in community. I just didn't go to the building. And so sometimes you'll find yourself in situations, depending on whatever you're going through, whatever life has thrown at you. You'll find yourself in situations where you're like, I don't want to go to the building. Don't let you being in your feelings, not want to go into the building. Don't let that get you out of community though.
And that's 100% agree with everything you said. I just want to add to that, not take away from that, in saying, in my experience, healing, the work of healing is a series of things you don't want to do.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
woo.
The work of healing is a series of things you don't want to
I've
do.
had to tell God, you gotta give me a minute.
Absolutely.
Just give me a minute.
Baby.
Just give me a minute.
I need to just
Just give
hold
me a
up.
minute. Just one
Like,
minute.
I need
sir.
a break, God.
One
Like,
minute,
God, I
sir.
love you.
1 minute, please.
Wait a minute.
Like, hold up though, cause this is a lot.
Pause on that. Just give me a little sila. Just a little pause.
Like, I need a say la
Yeah,
moment because that was a
you
lot,
said you asked me to do what? Wait a minute.
and I'm processing how
Yeah,
to do it.
and I'm just gonna be honest. I'll be honest with God. My flesh ain't in agreement. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. So we might have to do some little side work before we go there.
Yeah.
Because it ain't in agreement.
No, listen. The side work the side work. Don't sleep on the
Don't
side
sleep
work
on
that
that
the Lord
either,
is
yeah.
doing. Okay, don't sleep on the side work because the Lord will get you with the side work. Okay, the Lord be like, oh, you thought this was over?
Yep.
Remember you told me yes and you meant it for real? This is part of that
Now
yes.
come on back.
This deliverance, this healing, the tears.
Oh,
All of this is part of that yes.
you said something that also reminded me, and I just want to make sure that I say this. I didn't just go to church. So, once I got involved in the church, people was like, well, first, I'm out. My son's grandmother and I are really close. And so she was like, I think you need deliverance. And I was like, what is that? She was like, I think you need deliverance. So she sent me to some friends of hers that she trusted, and they were just giants. I mean, just spiritual giants in the faith. And they are these unsuspecting older black couple, and they just love Jesus and they don't play. And they laid hands on me and rebuked demons. And literally, it was the strangest thing that's ever happened to me. I felt like there was I don't even know how to explain it. I just know that was a very real experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rebuked out of me. And after they were done, they said, baby, you need to go to counseling now.
So it was Jesus and
And I
therapy.
love it. And I love
They
it.
said, all right, you done got
Okay,
some,
I got
all right,
you.
we done did some good work. You done made some good progress. Praise God. But now you need to go to therapy. And I was in therapy for I go periodically, and right now I just can't afford it. That's why I'm not in therapy. But after that, I went to they helped me find a therapist, and she basically didn't charge me.
Oh wow.
And I
that's
stayed
a
with her
blessing.
for about a year and a half. And we met every week for about a year and a half, and that was life changing as well. And I mean, like, things I never would have said out loud. Like, probably the biggest revelation is, in my mind, I had always, my father was the only person who ever loved me. My father's the only person who ever loved me. So much so that I used to compare how I felt like the Lord was loving me to how my father loved me. And I used to tell God, my daddy would have never let this happen to me. My daddy would have never let this happen to me. And
Just imagine you talking to God saying, "My daddy went." God be like, "I made your daddy, though."
baby, one day the Lord checked me so good, and I was praying, and I wasn't actually in a counseling session, but the work that we were doing in the counseling session. So I'm praying, and the Lord said to me, now, LaNee, your father didn't protect you in the things he had the strength to protect you in. And I was like, now wait.
God gave you some. Let's not get this twisted. Let's not get this twisted.
Like, hello, God, what? So as we wrap up, LaNee, single motherhood, what are 3 things that you would tell a single mom who is trying to heal?
The first thing that I would say is read the story of Hagar.
Okay.
Dig all the way into it, and don't look at it from the lens of Abraham's, as an extension of Abraham's story. Like, she entered the house as a slave and she left a free woman. And the Lord orchestrated all of that. And her being a single mother was part of her journey towards freedom. Like, that was, if she had never had Ishmael, then she would have never been in conflict with Sarah. Then Ishmael wouldn't have been in conflict with Isaac. And they wouldn't have, you can call it being put out if you want to. But when you're being put out of a captive place, that's called freedom.
Yeah.
Right.
And even the angel of the Lord, every time before she left, before she got out of, while she was still in Abraham's house, they would say, hey, slave of Sarah. The Bible would say, Hagar, slave of Sarah. Hagar, slave of Sarah.
So it's like, I can't escape this identity.
When Abraham put her out, the angel of the Lord appeared to her. He said, hey, Hagar, ... no slave of Sarah. She had literally gotten set free and didn't realize it. And so that's the other thing. Any place that rejects you is not for you. Like, praise God. And I think rejection is that's the second thing I'm going to say, is that any place that rejects you, anything, any person that rejects you is not for you. And when Hagar got rejected and put out by Abraham, he left her with almost nothing, even though this man was rich and wealthy. He could have sent them out in a caravan and he chose not to. But don't worry about what other people won't do for you. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about if your child's father, children's mother is not interested in participating. Like, when the Lord showed up when she ran out of the stuff that her last master had gave her.
Okay.
Like, how you know God ain't just waiting for you to stop depending on where you last was?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the Bible says he opened her eyes and she saw a well. The well was there the whole time.
She just didn't see it.
She ain't see it.
I love it.
So that's the second thing I'll say. And the third thing I will say is, people often they try to sum up their problems in the fact that they're a single mom. Oh, I just hate being, and you just work so hard to escape the single motherhood of the situation. And if you go back and look at Hagar's story, her problem wasn't that she was a single mother. It was that she was a slave. That was her problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so don't allow people to make you feel shame or be overwhelmed off the strength of being a single mother. Somewhere in that, if that's really, like, if you're feeling heavy, if you're feeling the burden, somewhere in that is a slavery that you need to be free from. And the Lord wants to usher you. He wants to undergird, support, and lead you into that freedom. And then it won't matter if you married or not. You and your son can go on like Hagar and Ishmael to have legacies and prosper and build a life for yourself that you are proud of, with or without a man.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my three things.
Absolutely. I love that so much. Thank you, LaNee, for this conversation. It was so good. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. This was wonderful.
Yes. Thank you so much. Make sure, I don't know if you have already, but make sure that you just email us like any links that you want us to put in the description if you got anything going on, that type of thing. Y'all, thank y'all for rocking with us for another episode of Dear Christian Black Girl. Y'all already know we have the all-in-one journal. Y'all see this journal? We spent almost a whole year trying to make this journal, y'all. Y'all know it has everything in it. It has a space where you can write down your prayers. Today I'm praying for. It has daily affirmations. It has, little quotes, Bible study, regular line pages, to-do lists. What else? What else did Tiffany put in here? It has a monthly planner. It has a monthly calendar. Wait, does it have a monthly calendar in
It does.
Hold on.
It has a blank
It
one
does.
and a
It has a
filled-in one.
It has a filled-in one? I can't find it. But yes, it has all the things. And so we need to be more organized. Part of God coming for the whole woman is organization. So go to the website, dearchristianblackgirl.com, and get your copy of the all-in-one journal. As y'all can see, we got the logo sweatshirts available on dearchristianblackgirl.com. We also have the Sow and Serve t-shirts and sweatshirts too, because y'all know the Lord last year while I was figuring stuff out, trying to see if I'm going to be at church, if I'm not going to be at church, that whole thing. The Lord told me to sow and serve into a good number of people. And so the sow and serve shirts are, because you should be doing that anyway. Sow and serve. Sow your time, your talent, your treasure, and then serve the people, serve God's people. Because at the end of the day, you can't say you're a leader if you don't serve. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. But y'all, we love y'all so much. We thank y'all for rocking with us. Make sure that you leave a comment and let us know what you got out of this episode. Leave a comment on YouTube and let us know what especially if you're a single mom, let us know, where you are on your journey. How can we be praying for you? All of that. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to the email list on dearchristianblackgirl.com. Also, YouTube. Y'all know we switched the video a couple of seasons ago. If you are not on YouTube, I need you to come over to our YouTube channel because the facial expressions,
Be expressing.
it just be, y'all know I have an expressive face, and so my eyes be getting big, my mouth be open. Like, girl, did you just say that? Like, what is happening? Tiff be looking. It just
Yeah. I have not been delivered. I'm just gonna be honest.
I don't know if my face is ever gonna be
have not
delivered.
been
We're gonna talk to
delivered.
the Lord about it. I don't know, but y'all, we love y'all so much.
Yes.
Thank y'all for rocking with us, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.